Musically is a platform where you lip sync to popular songs and act like a big douchebag in an attempt to sexually seduce children. In the 90s, the warning parents gave children was, hey, don't accept candy from strangers in a van. In 2018, the warning is, hey, don't go on Musically. If you're above the age of 13 and using Musically, you're either a pedophile or going through a very severe insecurity crisis. Now let's go ahead and look at some popular Musically going on right now to a popular song. I don't know the song or anything, but I've seen the Musically now, so let's go ahead and watch that together. I bet you weren't expecting that transformation. He went from a dweeb to a bad boy, a pussy slang magnet, from a dork to a bad boy, a gnarly man who's annihilating vaginas now. Be careful who you call ugly in middle school, because they might just turn out to be a sex offender on Musically. When you're on Musically, you just gotta get used to seeing a lot of tongues coming out from some very creepy looking men. I also like how Dr. Frankenstein also got in on the trend here with this one. He's reading directions for the fucking necromancy spell he's about to practice. So why do good girls fall in love with me? Real love, I've been a bad boy and it's plain to see. I've been a bad boy and it's plain to see. Bad boy and it's plain to see. Bad boy and it's plain to see. It's plain to see. So I've been a bad boy and it's plain. This is a lot of bad boys we're seeing right now. It's like we're all having a That's So Raven flash to the future, but our future, all we see are the baddest boys. The amount of sleeveless leather jackets in these Musically videos is absurd. It would make a biker gang jealous as fuck. Or maybe they'd ejaculate in envy of all the leather and shit. But the point I'm making is this really what being a bad boy looks like in 2018? Because if so, thank God. These are some cool fucking men right here. Musically has shown me that I should be embarrassed for having tattoos. I honestly think Musically is gonna make tattoos go extinct, drive that entire fucking market out of business, because they make it so embarrassing. They make tattoos look like the cringiest shit in the world. I've been a bad boy, and it's plain to see. I'm not weird, but let me see you pee. And then there's like that army guy, I don't know what he was doing there. I've been a bad boy. And then he swipes and he's in his army getup. That's the kind of shit that gets you kicked out of the army, I imagine, like fucking getting expelled like a misbehaving toddler. Gotta keep this shit on the down low here, Sergeant. Anyway, I mean, Musically's pretty fucking cool. I'll keep watching, because I'm hooked now. With all these bad boys on the platform, how could I not want to watch more? That's it. See ya. A couple months ago, one of the best journalists on the planet, who also happens to be a YouTuber, got his house firebombed due to his investigations into a large network of corruption in Australia. I really do mean those words earnestly. Journalism is in such a poor spot right now. Modern journalism has about as much respect as the bronies did during the early 2010s. You remember that community of adults that used to jerk off to My Little Pony? In fact, I would argue that people have more respect for them than a lot of journalists these days, and rightfully so. It's an industry that thrives off of just feeding shit into the mouths of everyone that happens to come across their headlines. They're either writing meaningless articles, not focusing on anything important, writing blatant lies about shit, or just generating their own controversies to farm rage bait clicks from people just to drive traffic to their site. I'm sure you're tired of me whining about this one example I'm about to use because I've used it like 20 fucking times now, but I just think it's perfect to encapsulate what I'm talking about. There's an article Kotaku published proudly where it was all about the author mishearing a lyric in a Super Smash Bros. Song and thinking they heard a slur, so they wrote a whole article attacking Nintendo for it and demanding an apology and a response. Like, that is just the perfect example for what I'm talking about. I'm already getting lost in the sauce talking about this again and ranting. The reason I'm even mentioning it is because Friendly Jordies does real, meaningful journalism. One of the very few in the field that does. He's a political commentator, a YouTuber, and a comedian, and he combines all of these into extremely hard-hitting investigations into corruption in the government, and he presents all of the information factually, with sources, with evidence, and delivers it in extremely entertaining ways. So it's palatable to anyone, even if you're not in Australia, it gets you educated and it entertains you. It is just the perfect blend of everything you could ever want from a journalist, really. And for all of his hard work, his life gets threatened. He is doing all of this at great personal risk to his own safety. His fucking house got firebombed, and the list of suspects that it could be is super long. He came back recently after a 2-month break on YouTube to update everyone on what's going on with that whole situation, and he laid out the entire timeline of events for all of the enemies he's made that could have been responsible for this firebomb attack on his house. This attempt on his life could have been made by a lot of very powerful people that Jordy's has exposed and dropped very important information on over the years, and I highly, highly recommend watching his entire video going over all of it. Of course, the link is going to be in the description below. I'd like to briefly give you a summation of some of the possible suspects here in this little murder mystery whodunit. He compared this whole situation to Knives Out, and he's absolutely right. This is a wild web of fucking supervillains that are after him, potentially. He's got like the entire fucking Naruto Akatsuki hunting him down. And by far the biggest clown, but also the biggest, most powerful person in that group is John Barilaro, the former Deputy Premier of New South Wales, whom has come after Jordy's many times and even cites Jordy's as the reason he stepped down from his position, the most powerful position in New South Wales, because of their YouTube beef and Jordy's content insulting him and exposing him. John Barilaro has some very scary connections that could have been used here that led to this whole situation, and Friendly Jordy's does highlight all of these possibilities. But of course, he's far from the only one. Jordy's has exposed corruption at every level, so the list of enemies is longer than the terms of service to signing up to iTunes. But I would like to highlight 2 others. One of them is an extremely powerful gambling company that Jordy's has talked about and dropped very important information regarding. And another one is an organized crime ring. I'm not going to go too in-depth on those 2 yet. I highly recommend you watch Jordy's video talking about why these are very possible suspects in this firebombing on his residence. But I would like to show you a few clips from the video, mainly ones that are poking fun at John Barilaro, going over the history between the two, and just kind of pointing and laughing at this absolute goober. But it is a very serious situation, and somehow Jordy's has unbreakable, indomitable spirit and will, because even though his life has been threatened, and keep in mind, that firebombing, it was twice. At first, they firebombed his neighbor thinking it was his house, but when they realized it wasn't his house, they came back and fucking firebombed him again. So, his life, very real danger, and he still is making the decision to stay and fight against corruption. There is nothing more admirable or brave. Like, he is exactly what journalists should aspire to be. And he still somehow delivers content that is so entertaining and so good. I don't know how he does it without just like chewing on his fucking fingernails in fear every day. Absolute goddamn Australian hero.
In what I now know was a premeditated attack that at best was intended to terrify me and at worst was intended to kill me.
I would say it was probably intended to kill you. Like, throwing a firebomb at the house and actually setting the house on fire is less of like an intimidation tactic and more of an attempted murder, I would say. But I feel like in his position, he's got to be very careful with the words he chooses because he's constantly in the crosshairs of every single authority in Australia because he exposes so much corruption. But yeah, this is very much a step above an intimidation tactic. An intimidation tactic is if you had like someone come to your house dressed as a construction worker, but then it was actually a lawyer serving you like a fucking lawsuit. That's an intimidation tactic. This is some like hitman shit.
The night that happened, I was supposed to be sleeping here. I don't even have smoke alarms, so there's a very good chance that if I was, I could have ended up like the content you're watching right now. Fire. But I wasn't here because that week I was performing my live show in Melbourne and I forgot my keys while I was down there. So there, criminals outwitted. It reminds me of that quote.
He's
If
2
we don't
steps
know what we're
ahead.
doing, then the enemy certainly can't anticipate our future actions. So I was sleeping somewhere else that night.
That's such a beautiful line too. That's always the cliche on how they beat like an overpowered villain in an anime or some shit who can see into the future. We'll have no plan and we'll wing it. Unpredictability is our best friend.
Here, and it is too big of a jump to go from beating a cameraman in public to firebombing a house.
That is a big jump, but you're also giving him a lot of credit here with beating a cameraman. This cameraman is fending off this overgrown baby with ease. Like, this is pretty sad for John Barilaro here. It's like that, like an older brother putting their hand on the head of the younger brother as he's throwing punches that are missing. And he's holding like a 30-pound camera on his shoulder.
John Barilaro had this palatial multi-million-dollar estate that he Airbnb'd as a side hustle to his other gig, being the leader of a state. This is the dumbest thing you could do, right? Like, especially since the other half of the time, it's not Airbnb, that's where he lives. So we thought, wouldn't it be good if we film a video on the history of all the shitty things he's done, but film it at that Airbnb? Because as you've probably gathered, or haven't because you're that dumb, I'm filming at your estate. And I want you to be the first to know that I f***ed in both your guest houses. Oh, Stooge, we tracked the video. It's coming from inside the
I don't know if
house.
that's true or not, but that's such a fucking flex. This guy actually sounds unbelievably stupid. Like, legitimately, observably stupid. I am believing 100% that his feelings got hurt because Friendly Jordies made fun of him, and he probably cried. Like, he actually probably did cry and then resigned. That's crazy. They came on his pillows. Yeah, maybe. I mean, again, I wasn't there to watch him have sex and pound cheeks at John Barilaro's Airbnb or anything. I'm just going to take his word for it. And even if he didn't, he planted the seed of doubt in his head forever now. The guy that makes fun of him also fucked in his beds. So either way, that's a W.
John was demanding the police conduct a bug sweep of the property. Something that would cost the taxpayers $10
And a blacklight,
Despite
please.
the fact we
We need to
paid
know if he
almost
actually
that
fucked
much
here.
to stay at the property. Just imagine how stupid and entitled it is to be deputy premier and lease one of your primary residences out to anyone. I never considered doing this before, but say a property developer wants a favour, they could very easily get material to blackmail you.
Hey, I want to pop in here real quick once again to drive home the absolute insanity of this situation. John Barilaro, the most powerful man in New South Wales, was listing his actual primary estate as an Airbnb when he wasn't staying there. That is levels of stupid that not even Saints Row was able to tickle. John Barilaro has the brain of a child still struggling to fit a square into a square hole. I don't know what could have even led to him believing that was a decent idea at all. Like, maybe it's 30, 40 years of eating paint chips and boofing asbestos. Like, I don't know. Like, how he could have thought in his position that listing his actual residency as an Airbnb was smart. As Jordy's does list, there was a lot worse shit that could have come from this. Shit could have been planted in his estate that would have got him in huge legal trouble, blackmail, it could have been bugged. Like, there was so much that could have happened here because he lists it as a fucking Airbnb. Honestly, John's lucky Jordy's was the one to do this because it could have been so much worse. He got off easy by the only thing scandalous happening in his estate was Jordy's slamming ham in his bed. Like, he could have found himself in much, much, much bigger trouble.
In another video, I called Barilaro up and attempted to ask him about allegations surrounding him and extramarital affairs. Turns out, John's intimate relationships would eventually come under scrutiny in a hearing concerning his boss's intimate relationships, but that's a story for another day. I didn't know this at the time, but these videos caused John's office to contact the New South Wales Police Force just days after their release, specifically the Counter-Terrorism and Special Tactics Command.
God, what a flex. You grilled a man's cheeks so hard that he called in the Counterterrorism and Special Tactics Command, fucking Jack Bauer, had to be put on your case because you bullied this guy's feelings so hard. Jesus Christ. Now I think he fucked someone that's not his wife. Now, I mean, I know nothing about him or the case, but now because he called in fucking CTU, the Counterterrorism Unit, now I think he absolutely cheated on his wife. He went too hard to prove he didn't. Now I feel like he's covering something up. You see, you gotta, there's a fine line between, like, a proper response and an overkill. And when you reach overkill, you're basically already guilty. Oh no, John.
The defamation lawyers draft up this absolutely schizophrenic letter detailing all of John's grievances with the videos I made, including that I called him a greasy little scrotum. He needed to clear the record on that one. Let everyone know that's not true. Go by, and they were pretty quiet.
Seeing insults in writing on a legal document is crazy.
On behalf of a guy that we exposed and made fun of.
Oh no.
So we've been served. And what they gave us, in my honest opinion, is another whiny crock of shit. That was.
Does he actually have to? So he's been sued a million fucking times. Does he actually ever have to even defend himself, or does it get thrown out pretty quickly? Because this man has collected more lawsuits than I have Pokemon cards at this point, from the feelings he's hurt. Yeah, he's had to defend a few times. Okay. Because, like, I've seen the sheer number of them, and it is overwhelming. But I also know quite a few of them get thrown out. Like, even in the description of this one is being thrown out. So I was just wondering if he ever even had to actually go defend himself, or if they eventually just drop it.
Then on the 4th of June 2021, my producer Christo was walking back from uni.
Oh, I know this one.
Meeting our lawyer Mark that day, so he had the document.
Yeah, this was a big clip when it came out.
They're giving away evidence to try to run away with it. Yeah?
What's happening? They're just fighting him.
Run off with evidence. Okay? Who are you doing this? You have Jesus Christ.
Film this.
I am.
Make sure you don't like film it. This is bizarre.
This is not Australia.
Yeah, it's Mark Davis.
Christo was arrested by the Terror Police, specifically the Fixated Persons Unit, charged with 4 counts of stalking and intimidation. So we're now facing criminal charges and a defamation suit.
The guy looks like he got... Well, I mean, in defense of John Barilaro, he literally did kind of get cucked by extension. Because this fucking idiot put his personal residence up as an Airbnb, so Friendly Jordies went and had sex there. Like, his estate got cucked. So of course he's going to be sad forever. I'll briefly give a little context here. Jordy's producer got arrested on completely bogus dog shit by the goddamn fucking counter-terrorist unit, like super soldiers meant to actually go after like terrorists and shit, all over fucking hurt feelings, and Jordy's and his team exposing corruption. It's an absolute affront to God. It is just downright wrong and fucked up what happened to Jordy's, his team, and everyone involved here. And that clip you saw is only a brief section of that whole arrest, which was brutal. Like, they roughed him up for no reason. Like, all of it is just foul.
They end up withdrawing the application and paying both Christo and my legal costs of over $20,000.
Hey,
but Christo's
attaboy.
criminal charges still hang over him, and my defo case is still ongoing. During this time, Barilaro also decided to publicly announce his intention to resign from politics, basically saying, I forced him to resign.
The defamation case definitely playing a big part of this.
God, that's so good.
I don't know how many of you can endure what I've endured on online. I feel for young men and women, young boys and girls that get bullied on social media. I feel for them because as a
Bro, you are literally the most powerful person in the region, and you're crying about YouTubers making fun of you so much that you're quitting your job. That is the weakest, softest shit of all time. Actual 14-year-olds get bullied harder than you do, and you know what they do? Continue on and move forward. You're the fucking fucking most powerful politician in the region, and you curl up into the little fetal position suckling your thumb because a YouTuber called you a greasy scrotum. That is wild. That is fucking wild. Holy shit. You know what? I actually don't even think it's the mean words that Jordy says against him. I really think when Jordy's fucked at his house because this stupid idiot put his Airbnb or his actual home up for the Airbnb, I think that's what broke him. I think that, like, actually broke his whole soul. I think that was just, like, this big eureka moment where it's like, wow, I'm a fucking idiot. And he couldn't handle the realization. Like, the self-reflection was too much. Overwhelming.
So my legal team launches an application
Holy shit,
to
that's
strike out
Galaxy
that
Brain.
claim, opposed again by Barilaro, who fights tooth and nail to keep that claim in and keep his special protections that prevent his own words from being examined in court. And guess what? We lose. The judge rules that it would be more unfair to deprive Barilaro of the right to vindicate his reputation.
What? What is that
Than
stance?
to make it impossible
That's just
for me
blatant
to
corruption.
defend myself. So I'm basically stuck in.
That needs to be highly scrutinized ASAP. That is so wild. Holy shit. Imagine still being bound by a 1700s ruling to protect a politician from saying something stupid in Parliament. He literally said he can defend himself, but not you. I know.
In late December of 2021, I released a video detailing that I had found an Ashley Madison account linked to John Barilaro's email address and personal details. You know the website that had the slogan,
That's so
"Life
good.
is short, have an affair." It was hacked a few years ago.
Yes,
I swear to God.
that was
as with
huge.
The rest of this saga, you couldn't make this up.
That I can't wait for the reveal, but I just have to once again chime on that. With that Ashley Madison hack, I don't know how many of you remember that. That caused like actual hysteria for maybe like a week. Like on Facebook, like the old gentlemen, they were breaking down like, how could this have happened? The internet is a secure place. My life is ruined. I can't believe it. Like absolutely having this nuclear meltdown because all of their shit was now exposed. It was amazing. It was fucking amazing. Ashley Madison was a place where married men went for cheating on their wife or something. That was the whole shtick. That was the whole basis of the site.
Him because when cameramen went to film him one night regarding this scandal, this happened.
I wonder if that was the woman he met on Ashley Madison or if it was his wife. There's really no telling. Oh, this is the cameraman.
It was a
Hey,
long
come on now.
and
Please. The cameraman wins this. John took the most damage. John was the one that hit the blast zone here. Cameraman's got 30 pounds of fucking iron on him. And he is still just manhandling John with one arm.
couldn't work for a while, so we're now using our legal fund to pay for a legal action against John Barilaro on behalf of the camera.
Let's go.
Just a quick
That's so
update.
good.
Days ago, John's charges were dropped
Oh.
on the grounds of mental health.
How? How is that an excuse? Wait, what? Does that work in Australia? So let's say assault and battery, whatever. Like you show evidence like, hey, this is really taking a toll on my mental health. Like I'm really stressed about this, and then be like, oh my god, we're so fucking sorry. Holy shit. Okay, we'll drop the case, please. Take all the time you need to recover from the mental burden of this whole ordeal. Oh my god, wow. Is that just like something you can actually do? Like obviously assault charges are going to be mentally draining, especially to the super sensitive goofball Barilaro. But is that a real defense? Like, my mental health is suffering from this, please drop it. And they'll be like, oh, yes. Well, now that you've said that. It's like in Pirates of the Caribbean with parlay. If you shout parlay, they just have to stop everything. No, not a thing. He's just super corrupt. Okay, thank God. I'm happy to hear that. Well, I mean, I'm not happy to hear about the corruption, but I'm glad to hear this is like a real tactic you can employ.
Executive Director of large Sydney property development company Coronation Property Co. In August last year, we released an investigation into this developer, which detailed never before published links between them and one of the most violent crime organisations in all of Australian history, the Alameddine crime family, who are in no way suspects in the firebombing. No, not them. I'm sure they all have very credible alibis.
Wow, that's
we
terrifying.
That Andy DeHaas, the now former enough for Clubs New South Wales to bring a private prosecution against Troy and I. So now I've made even more enemies. The gambling lobby and anyone that would use them to launder money. And Clubs New South Wales rejected him. By the way, this came out on the same day John was saying in court that he was too mentally ill to face his assault charges, but well enough to run Clubs New South Wales, one of the most scrutinised jobs in the country right now.
Well, the thing is, like, assault charges are a scary thing. That's like a mental ewy. Like, that's yucky. Like, that doesn't make me feel good. But being in charge of a massive gambling company, that's a yippee kind of feeling. Like, that's two very different sides of, like, the mental spectrum here. So I can totally understand him not wanting to go to court to face the assault charges. That is very stressful. This is pleasure. This is fun. So I get it. I get it, John.
To have me thrown in jail, the 7th richest man in Australia threatening to sue me, numerous other property developers are dodgy bears. I have a longer enemies list than Richard Nixon, so despite having my suspicions, I'm still not completely sure as to who done it. But enough of listing enemies, it's now time for my friends list. First of all, sorry to my neighbours and landlord, and future apology to whoever finds my corpse. It's going to be messy. I'm not going down without a fight. Big thank you, boy.
That's like actually fucking terrifying. Like, he's making light of it, but the enemies that he has listed here are actually fucking horrifying. Like, I can't believe he's still staying in Australia, honestly. I really can't. So, for those that don't remember the situation, I'll quickly let you know. His house got firebombed, but it was actually the second attempt. So they initially firebombed his fucking neighbors, thinking it was his house. And then when they realized it wasn't his house that they fucking firebombed, they came back to try and finish the job. And like he mentioned, the house didn't even have smoke alarms, so like he literally probably would have just died if he was actually home at the time. Because it would have been when he was asleep. And the enemies he's listed here and their connections are very serious. I don't know how he's sitting here and being like okay about it and lucid. What a man's man. The problem as well is people who hear real journalism but don't like the message and reject it. See, like, I don't really subscribe to that belief, because if you look at some of, like, the real journalists that do great work like Jordy's, they are very well received by actual people, not politicians and not the elite. Like, that's how you know it's the sign of, like, good journalism. I never really see pushback when you're met with, like, a real journalist. I've got a wacky situation I really want to share with you all today. So for about 2 years now, people have made the same joke about me, saying I look like Jesus. Charlie looks like Jesus. Hey Charles, really appreciate the time you forgave all of us for our sins. Takes a big man to do that. Fist bump. Shit like that. And they also used to say I look like Keanu Reeves, which I always took as a compliment because I love Keanu Reeves. I'd suck a fart out of his butt. I think he is great. Now, that's not to say I was ever offended to be compared to the looks of Jesus Christ. I mean, he seems like a pretty cool guy. He would have slayed pussy back then. If he wasn't the son of God, he would have fucked. And he did some cool shit too, like he flipped over a table one time, so it's not like it was ever like, oh, I wish people would stop saying I look like Jesus. It's just a joke we've all heard a million times by now. But what happens when you take a joke and bring it to a place where humor doesn't exist? Facebook. So it all started a couple months ago when this Facebook page was made. Over the last couple months, a lot of people sent me this page and asked if this was legitimate or if they're impersonating me or if my content was stolen. No, I gave this group full permission to make this Facebook page. I said they could do whatever they want with my content and post it on Facebook. Totally fine by me. And they've done a great job. I'm never on Facebook. The only time I ever go on Facebook is to read comments from desperately horny dudes trying to get laid. So they'll leave comments on girls' pictures all the time saying weird shit like, can I see your boobs? Do those boobs milk? And bitch lasagna? Other than that, I just never go on the platform. So I just told this group that they're welcome to do anything they want over there. Get wild with it if they'd like. And wild they did get. They made a post, this naughty little picture right here, and it set the Facebook mom and grandma community on fire for about a day. It's clearly a playoff of those silly things you see on Instagram and Facebook where it's like just a picture of a Bible they got from Google Images, and then it just says if you scroll past this you go to hell. Updo and you go to heaven and win $1 million tomorrow. And that shit usually flops, no one ever really engages with it, but for some reason this one popped off in like the 50-plus-year-old mom and grandma category. So it just says, share if you love Jesus, 99% of you won't. And it's just a crudely photoshopped picture of my face on a holy person. It looks like a goddamn album cover. And for some reason, the Facebook comments all truly thought it was supposed to be a picture of Jesus. So all of these Facebook elderly women are just like repenting for sins and saying amen and we love you, Jesus, we love you, thanks for being our friend. It's absolutely adorable. It is the cutest thing I've ever seen. Now please hop into my van real quick and let me take you for a ride through these comments here. But before I do that, Jesus might forgive you for your sins, but I won't. I'm doing a massive charity stream right now at twitch.tv/moistcritical, where we're going to be eating some of the spiciest peppers and the spiciest hot sauces on the planet, all the way up to 7 million Scoville. One of them actually is questionably 9 million Scoville, but depending on who you ask, it's 7 to 9. And we're going to be playing some of the hardest games imaginable, like Jump King, Alt F4, and shit like that. It's for a charity called Cure Rare Disease. We did another big charity stream for them earlier this year because it's a charity we strongly support. So I'd absolutely love to have you stop in. It's going on right now, twitch.tv/moistcritical. I'll put a link in the description as well. Even if you don't want to donate, just stopping by and having some fun is great too. Now, let's check out these comments. It should go without saying, but I'm gonna say it anyway. Please don't go out of your way to harass any of the people here. These are just good God-fearing Americans. They love Jesus. Now, I'm of course gonna be blanking out all of their names, but trust me when I say there's an incredible amount of Beverlys, Gertrudes, Muriels, names that I don't think have been used in the last 60 years. So it seemed like the post really made them excited. There's a lot of caps lock here. I love God with all my heart and soul and always and forever. Amen. I love my Lord. He calls me friend. That's super, like, that's just so goddamn sweet. That is just heartwarming. I'm not actually Jesus Christ, but I'll still call her my friend. People just got real fired up in the comments here. It's like you go into a biker bar and just start chanting USA, and then everyone's cheersing and butt-chugging beers by the end of it. Like, everyone just came together and it's like, we love God, amen. Thank you, Jesus, for everything you did. Thinking for some reason that a picture of me photoshopped was a picture of Jesus. Good Lord. Things started to get a little wild in the comments. Like I said, it's like 100-something pages, and it's all kind of like this. So there's a giant heart there at the bottom. It says, love you, Jesus, 100% you are my father now. Never had a father, amen. That's a little sad, and it made me feel bad because they're saying that to a picture of me. But, you know, things kept getting wilder. So in the middle there, you'll see, amen. Yes, I love it. Praise the Lord, amen, and amen. Then they dropped a random link to something. And I was too much of a pussy to click it because I thought for a second they might have just dropped some malware in there, you know. Hey, love you, Jesus, but fuck everyone else in the comment section here. Here's a Bitcoin miner. You know, but guessing by how wholesome everyone was here, there's probably just like a photo album of whoever this is and their family at church or something, but I wasn't going to run the risk. They had this crazy streak where it was nothing but amen until in the middle someone broke the combo by just saying of course. But it was like 10 straight pages of nothing but amens, which was extremely impressive. Then eventually someone finally got me. They said, why do you post a picture of a model or actor? This is not Jesus. You do not know how he looked as a human being. GS. I don't know what GS stands for. Perhaps good suck, maybe? I'm not really sure. But they finally caught me red-handed. They knew I wasn't actually Jesus, but I was still flattered that they called me a model or actor. Honestly, I was expecting the next sentence to start with, in fact, I think I recognize this man from the Hunger Games franchise. This isn't Jesus at all. I was actually blushing when I read that. And then at the bottom, someone just said, beautiful picture. Oh, it was so wholesome reading these. I won't show any more, but it goes on for hundreds, all saying, I love him, I love you, Jesus, thanks, Jesus, let's go, Jesus, thanks, amen. It's fucking awesome. It is so cute. It is adorable. I love to imagine a world where Jesus is out there, like the real Jesus Christ, and he has a Facebook account, but his shit is getting no action. Like, he's not doing any numbers. He's like, where are my followers at? You know, like, come on, like my post, fuck. But they're calling him a fraud and just liking a picture of me that's photoshopped. Like, that's Jesus, not this guy. This guy's full of baloney. It's obviously, it's just a really wholesome situation here that I just thought was fun and goofy to share. Really, that's about it. So yeah. I was the one that discovered why good girls like bad guys. I was the fucking scientist that cracked that code. The fucking shit archaeologist who dug through shit trying to find and clean his finds of shit on the Musical.ly or TikTok app. And then I made the video about good girls, bad guys. And then Pyrocynical has the audacity, he has the gall, the chutzpah to steal my video idea, my video in essence. He takes it from me without even mentioning me. And then Memulous, I had him on the fucking podcast. I raised the boy. I made him a man, put hair on his ball sacks on the podcast, and he turns around and does a TikTok video as well. Again, without even saying that I was the cream supreme of TikTok finds. Disrespectful. Now no one even knows that I was the one that discovered it. And it's a shame. It's a fucking shame. So now I, the holy king, chosen by God himself to sit upon the throne of shitting on insufferably bad TikTok content and watching borderline illegal TikTok content, must retake my place atop this mountain of dog shit that is called TikTok.
You sure you want to do this, little girl? I mean, what if we're dangerous?
This is exactly what I meant by borderline illegal. So apparently this dude was under the impression that he was communicating with and singing to like a 6-year-old girl. And then it turns out she's not actually 6. Fucking got him. Catfish. Lied to. This is like a Chris Hansen play right here. Right out of his playbook. I don't understand. And what the fuck was that picture anyway? It looked like a missing person on the back of a milk carton picture. This is just some weird shit, and it's apparently a trend on TikTok. There's a fucking 100 of these.
Sure you want to do this, little girl? I mean, what if we're dangerous? What if we're dangerous?
How many child predators are there on TikTok? How many dudes were under the impression that they were communicating with children, and then they do this challenge and it turns out they're not children, so they're all surprised? What a fucking weird trend and culture on TikTok. Let's go ahead and check out some more of them.
Oh well. Carla's a witch.
This is cheating a little bit because I already knew about this one. This was a very popular trend a couple years back. The karma's a bitch, and then you like throw a blanket in the air and then all of a sudden your dick's 9 inches long or something. But since it's Halloween, it's got a spin on TikTok where karma's a witch. But I unironically like this clip just because I think that mask is fantastic. It must be a homemade DIY creation from this guy. It looks like Gandalf face-fucked a hobgoblin, and the tongue out from the guy wearing it's that nice little cherry on top to remind you that the platform is still just for sex offenders. That face, the mask, probably is what most of the people who hit like on those videos on TikTok look like behind the phone screen. Who reacts that way to seeing a bottle of water on the floor? If I saw a bottle of water on my floor, I'd be like, oh shit, must have left that bottle of water on the floor. But she stumbles in here like she just walked into a crime scene. She's just fucking disgusted by it. Makes a face like she's watching her parents have sex. Then it turns out that bottle of water's super heavy like Thor's hammer. But luckily she had a real man on standby to come help her with it. It was just a little sneak preview, a little taste of the comedy stylings of TikTok, the comedy genius of the TikTok creators. I know you're probably still recovering from the hoot and holler you had from that heavy bottle challenge clip right there, but trust me, it gets even better on TikTok. Did you see those goofy faces? In case that didn't really tickle you pink, did you see what he was curling? It wasn't a weight, it was a fruit. That's right, this is part of the comedy trend on TikTok called the Fruit Fitness Challenge. I mean, need I say more? This is where all the good shit goes to die. I think that's enough of TikTok for today. I've scrolled through plenty of videos. I think I'm going to call it quits on the TikTok app for tonight. See ya. A big YouTuber named Eric Conover, almost 3 million subscribers, is facing a multitude of serious charges, including attempted murder. That's not Weenie Hut Jr. That's pretty high-level crime. If crime was Call of Duty, that would be pretty close to hitting prestige level. And he's spoken recently, and he basically cut like a WWE promo, like, you got it all wrong, and if you ever question my mental competence, I will come snap you in half like a Kit Kat, I swear to God. I'm paraphrasing a bit, but he did talk about how he would eviscerate anyone that questions his mental competence. It's really weird shit. He's claiming it's all a massive misunderstanding, but let's go ahead and set the stage here, the lore that you need to know. Eric is a very successful YouTuber whose content focuses on these luxury mansion tours. He goes and does all of these bougie real estate videos where he shows you these dreadfully overpriced locations. I can't believe I've never seen his channel. I wasn't familiar with him until this story because I have been so deep in that rabbit hole of consuming that content, of touring these ridiculously overpriced property that are just dog shit, where it's like a $55 million mansion tour. This house comes with sci-fi amenities. You walk in and it has a new mother. It cloned your previous mother. It also has an automaton that'll whip up a charcuterie board anytime you ask it to. The shower's made out of plutonium, platinum, and other rare earth minerals. The sink faucets are vibranium, and it also has this 15,000-year-old oak tree planted right in the middle to help with your chakras, that kind of garbage. He does those, that's like his bread and butter content, but I'd never seen him before. I didn't know about him until this story, which is surprising. But not nearly surprising as the crimes that he is accused of committing. So what happened is, an officer visually estimated that he was driving at speeds of around 55 to 60 in a zone where that was excessively fast, so he began to pursue Conover and managed to get him stopped through various maneuvers. The officer exited his vehicle and moved around to the rear of his cruiser, and Mr. Conover allegedly backed his vehicle, rapidly pointed it directly at the officer, and accelerated at him, striking him at a reasonably high rate of speed, and it was alleged that the officer flew between 20 and 40 feet. They also said, we're very fortunate that an amateur drone operator was in the air when he saw the interaction, was able to capture it on video. That video has not been released yet. I imagine it won't, because it's going to be a crucial piece of evidence in this, I would imagine. But I would also guess there's body cam footage too. Now, there is footage of the chase that's been released. It's very short footage filmed by someone who was nearby on rollerblades and just happened to capture him fleeing from the police, as well as some footage of the vehicle once they got it stopped. Eric is claiming that he is not the same Eric Conover police want for the attempted murder on that officer. Eric Conover, the YouTuber, is from New York, not New Jersey, as authorities claim, stating, "This seems to be a massive misunderstanding. I'm exactly who I say I am. I'm a YouTuber." Now, we all know YouTubers are some of the most respected individuals on the planet. Their reputation is spotless, up there with like firefighters. So him saying that is a big deal. Also, he loves to mention how successful he is as a YouTuber. That's like a core part of his whole personality, even during all of this. He's also currently facing some DWI charges for an arrest that allegedly happened just days earlier, and then when he went to court, as I mentioned at the beginning, he put on quite the performance. He tried to be like the fucking Joker or something there. This guy, he was looking for some kind of Oscar nomination for some really over-the-top villainous acting. He looked unhinged.
Everything right here, and it's all been falsified.
Eric Conover had a lot to say before his arraignment this afternoon.
If anyone dares try to test my mental competence, I will eviscerate every single person with my intelligence right now. And
he's like Charles Xavier from Logan. His intelligence is so supreme he can blow us away with a single thought. This man is a transcendent being.
It's not being egotistical.
Police paperwork says the pursuit started after Conover was going 55 in a 35. After 8 miles, Conover stopped and an officer attempted to de-escalate the situation, but Conover allegedly drove at him and hit him in the leg and then sped off for another 28 miles.
Our Father who art in heaven.
The paperwork.
If I had to venture a guess here, when he got pulled over, he was probably drinking, didn't want another DUI, so he sped at the officer, hit the officer, and drove away. So, not exactly, jaywalking charges or an ounce of weed.
Officer was thrown 40 feet, suffering a leg injury. Conover is facing several charges, including attempted murder.
Mom, thank God, look at me!
Today in court, Conover was outspoken, claiming that he's a public figure because of his nearly 3 million subscribers on YouTube, and saying this was part of a, quote, police sting against him.
View of the police reports in this matter, denies these allegations. He does not agree with the reports as that they are stated.
The defense asked...
I'm very curious what he denies there. If he hit the officer, physically hit the officer with his car and drove away, that's kind of like a tough one to say that it's wrong. Like, no, that's fabricated. It's CGI. That wasn't me. It couldn't have been me. I'm 12 years old. I can't drive yet. Like, I don't even know what strategy he's trying to employ. Nah, he ran into my car. Oh, wait, maybe. Yeah, actually. No, you see, he ran at me, and he threw himself off of my car 40 feet. And then the jump scare was a lot, so I panicked and I drove away.
Police say he was arrested Friday night for a separate drunk driving charge, which Conover denies.
I've been sober from alcohol for 1,558 days, so to press me on a DUI, I'm a public figure.
The judge did hold Conover
Good defense.
in preventative detention. He's due back.
Yeah, Eric Conover's facing right down the pipe of a lot of things here. It's a laundry list. He's got the DWI, the attempted murder charge, the first-degree assault against a police officer, as well as second-degree assault, reckless conduct with a deadly weapon, conduct after an accident, disobeying an officer, and reckless driving. Man's out here trying to get the platinum trophy for crimes. This is a lot, and it's all very serious. And it seems like he's trying to claim all of the information is falsified, all of the evidence is hooey, it's a load of fucking dirty barnacles, they've got the wrong guy, it's a misunderstanding. He's a big successful YouTuber, it definitely wasn't him, this is truly just a big old mix-up. Now, from what I saw, over the last 10 or 11 days, he had been posting some very concerning stuff on Instagram, and his community was concerned for his mental state. Now, I don't mean to summon the wrath of Eric the Megamind himself right now. I know he said he'd eviscerate anyone that would do so. I'm hoping he won't tear my flesh from my bones using nothing but his intelligence, but it is something his community was worried about with the things he was posting on Instagram, and the one that I keep seeing pop up is this picture. Yeah, the pharmaceutical industry tried to gaslight me that I needed medication too, when all you need is some discipline of your emotional state. That didn't age super well. I don't think the emotional state was controlled optimally. Now, his community was saying that what he was holding was olanzapine, which is apparently used to treat either bipolar disorder or symptoms of schizophrenia, and people are saying that him being off of this medication is most likely the cause for the concerning posts and the spiral that he seems to have been in on Instagram. And while, of course, I'm no expert here, I would say that it does probably play a role in everything that has happened recently with him, as well as his behavior in the court at the hearing there. That kind of stuff is always pretty sad to me, where someone has medication for a very serious thing like that, and then they decide to stop, and then things just fucking spiral out of control for them. But anyway, very wild story here that I just wanted to talk about briefly. That's really about it. So, yeah. Why, hello there. This is one of the rare serious videos. Why? I just want to know why. This video I'd like to directly aim at any active TikTok power users over the age of 18. I simply just want to know why. What is the purpose of it all? What's your ulterior motive? For those of you who don't know, and I know none of you don't know, every single one of you fucking knows what TikTok is. Kids being born these days know TikTok before their fucking alphabet. It's the biggest thing on the planet. It's apparently worth like $600 billion. It's insane. It's fucking insane how big it is. But is it really? Jackson and I have been speculating, fucking tinfoil hatting it, and just really trying to wrap our heads around, can this actually be legitimate? I understand the appeal to a younger demographic, that I get, to a certain extent. I would never have used it when I was a kid. I don't see why younger people find it cool, but I understand that it's geared towards that demographic. But then you have like the people my age and older. You have fucking geriatrics patients doing the whip and nay to the I want to be Tracer, I'm already Genji, I'd butt fuck Diva, oh Nerf Bastion. I just don't get it. I'm trying to understand. At 24, that's how old I am. 24 is not that old, but in 2018 it feels fucking ancient. I feel like a goddamn fossil. I already don't understand most of mainstream music. I don't get the appeal of listening to something that sounds like a highly distorted wet fart into a plastic trash can with some horrible lyricism thrown on it about like fucking flexing and staying lit. It's baffling. But TikTok is the biggest enigma of them all. I would sooner understand string theory and prove it before I understood the appeal of TikTok and the scale. I truly just don't understand it. I'm gonna go ahead and blast your assholes here with some fine TikTok trends real quick that I'm certain all of you have already seen, because thousands of YouTubers shit on them ad nauseum daily. It's the lowest hanging fruit on the internet. I'm not brave by asking the question or insulting TikTok, but someone's gotta fucking pose this directly to the people. You older generation that are making TikTok content, your TikTok queefs. Why? You use the internet, you see the insults on YouTube, you don't make this shit ironically, it doesn't seem. Are you getting paid by TikTok to make this? I feel like you are. I feel like they're inflating their numbers by paying up-and-coming actors to overact this shit and try and get trends to catch on. That's just speculation, I can't prove that. Don't take me to court, TikTok. It's not slander, it's not libel.
In your ears and make the la la sound.
Hit or miss, I guess they never miss, huh? You got a boyfriend, I bet he doesn't kiss, yeah. He gon'
Maybe I'll be Tracer.
I'm already Tracer.
What about Widowmaker?
I'm already Widowmaker.
I'll be Bastion.
Nerf Bastion.
You're right, so Winston.
I wanna be Winston.
I guess I'll be Genji.
I'm already Genji.
Then I'll be McCree.
I already chose.
That was inspiring, right? Makes you want to crank that soldier boy, hit the stanky leg, and have your father film it for that TikTok clout, don't it? I just don't understand it. The biggest thing that really confuses me and makes me skeptical of the entire platform is the numbers on them. Any TikTok page you click on is going to have millions of fans. Old Pop Wiggle Wiener down over there at his barn making fucking barnyard rodeo TikTok videos probably has like 10 million followers, and that's on the low end of the TikTok fame side. The sheer numbers on that platform are so unbelievable that I genuinely have a hard time believing them. It's incredible. Every video you click on, millions of likes, hundreds and thousands of comments that are typically just one emoji, the fire emoji. If you read the reviews on TikTok, there's some people pointing out fake reviews, and there's some really suspicious reviews on there that are just like, this is lit, fire. This is cool, fire, fire. This is amazing, exclamation point, exclamation point, exclamation point. Mom left dad again, and I don't think she's coming back, but I have TikTok, exclamation point, fire. It's weird, it's fishy. Just a little bit on how a brand new service, pretty much, is as big as it is. Every government in the world could collectively come together and say, you know what, ladies and gentlemen, we're giving away $10,000 for free to every single one of you citizens out there that download this specific app, the We Heart Government app, and that app would have less downloads than TikTok. I just don't get it. So I want this. Yeah, I don't know what I want from this. I don't know. No TikTok user is going to publicly talk about why they use TikTok, I don't think. Thank you, Tetra. No TikTok user is going to come out and say why they use it or how much they're being paid by TikTok to use it, because it's unethical. And that'd ruin the credibility of TikTok as a platform, so I understand why they won't. But I'm on to you, TikTok. I was the one that fucking discovered your shitty platform on YouTube. I was the one that started shitting on you. I am the patient zero of shitting on TikTok. Everyone else is simply just another victim of being exposed to the outbreak. But I was the one who dove in to your fungal infected cesspool of shit content and really weird predatory shit and shit on it first. That was me. And now I'm coming back to finish the rim job. I'm closing the book on it. So please, if you or a loved one or someone you know suffers from creating horrible TikTok content, please get help. Tell us why. Admit it. Please, just explain it to me. I have to understand. It's fucking 5 a.m. I don't even know why I bothered making this. Just fucking having cold sweats at 5 a.m. thinking about TikTok and its popularity and how I'm not cool because I don't use it, I guess. But I need to know. I have to understand. I just really can't fathom a universe where this generation is going to look back on TikTok 50 years from now fondly and be like, yeah, that was some good shit. That was TikTok before it took over the, global government. They used to be such a humble platform full of great things, and now they rule the earth. I just can't imagine people would ever think TikTok is as cool as it appears to be. Doesn't appear to be cool. That's not what I'm looking for. I just can't imagine that people actually unironically use TikTok for the most part, and that it's as big as it seems. I just don't fucking get it, man. It just makes no fucking sense to me. Alright, see ya. Hey, how are ya? Are you having a good day? I hope so. And I hope you won't be mad at me if I try and change that real quick. I want to put a very yucky TikTok creep on your radar, and it's someone I'm sure some of you have heard of over the last year or so. He's become a bit of an infamous boogeyman that a lot of people have talked about. Most notably, Oompaville made a whole video on him, kind of breaking down all of the awful degenerate shit he's done. He was actually quite popular. He had over 1 million followers on there. His initial account was called Snapshot Eye. He then had to make other ones in lieu of a lot of allegations that came out and a lot of information that went public. His real name is Paul Breach, which is fitting because he keeps breaching the restraining order parents have against them to protect the safety of their children online. I'm only kidding about that. I don't know if there's any actual restraining orders against him. Even if there were, it would mean nothing to him. You can't teach the breach. He's going to continue to flirt and act inappropriately with underage kids on TikTok. It's all he knows, damn it. So, Paul Breach is an alleged predator, but a confirmed creep. And I'm not here to just go over all of the allegations. There's quite a few videos that cover them extraordinarily well. The reason I'm talking about him is he's blowing up yet again thanks to a clip of his that just went viral. This is during one of his nightmarish TikTok lives.
Oh, there's a plane crashed in Tanzania. God, blimey. Into the lake.
So he gets this tragic news and immediately goes right back into lip syncing and shit. Now keep in mind, this man is in his 40s. Now, I'm sure you didn't need me to tell you that. You can look at him and immediately deduce this isn't exactly a teenage boy here doing this cringe-ass lip-sync shit. Terrorists have infiltrated a local Burger King. Oh, jeez. And they're slitting the throat of the hostages. Jinkies. Hey, prayers to the families. And I'm sure after just seeing this, you're probably not surprised to learn that he's got a very foul past. So, he's no spring chicken. He's in his 40s here, and he constantly engages inappropriately with young girls in his audience, and it's something he's come under heavy scrutiny for a long time. He's actually somewhat of a pseudo-celebrity in the UK, where people sometimes have gone out of their way to find him and make fun of him directly to his face. Sometimes there's even like in the wild spottings like Bigfoot where they'll start filming him and then go up and start insulting him. And it's become something of a beloved pastime over the last year. It died down once he kind of fell off, but now that this clip is blowing up again, I've seen that his channel on TikTok, at least the one I believe is still his, is getting quite a bit more traction from it. Even though this isn't necessarily the newest clip, it is a very silly and surprising one that a lot of people have had their curiosity piqued by, so went out of their way to find more from him. Thus, Paul Breach, the cockroach, continues to somewhat thrive. His whole shtick is posting thirst traps, even though if you're thirsty, this isn't gonna quench it. What he's doing is just gonna be putting sand in your mouth and making it worse, like giving you the fucking cinnamon challenge. What he posts is the opposite of a thirst trap. It is alarming. He is way too old to be doing this garbage. And I don't mean to be mean and rude, but he's not exactly a 10 out of 10 looking gentleman here. It's also worth mentioning this kind of thing isn't uncommon for his streams, though it is probably his most preposterous moment ever recorded. To go from horrible news right back into his god-awful thirst trapping.
Oh, bless you, love. Bless you. Love.
I just wanted to show you another clip of how unhinged his TikTok lives are. So sometimes he'll just play sound effects to give the impression that there's other people around him, always women. This one, I don't even understand what the thought process was. I think he sat on a whoopee cushion to make a fart noise, as if it was like a girl over there farting, and he's like, oh goodness, hey now, that butthole's not meant to be usable, it's just supposed to be aesthetic for me. Girls shouldn't be fucking farting. Despicable. And then he plays a very clearly stock sneeze sound effect and then goes even further, love? And then like gets like angry about it, it seems.
Fucking hell. Jacob, thanks for the follow. So much. That is a fucking cracking impression of me, love. How you do that?
It's actually one of the saddest goddamn things imaginable. To be so fucking lonely that you have to fake interaction around you on a TikTok live stream where people go there mainly to make fun of you, because by this point he had already become kind of like a TikTok spittoon for people to stop in and spit a loogie into. But like I mentioned, unfortunately there were a few young fans that would reach out to him, and he would always reciprocate being flirtatious. He even got called out on this pretty often, way before like he had to take his account down. I think he got banned. I don't think he took it down. But there were always people taking notice of like, Paul, why do you always just reply to like these really young girls?
Why do you only talk to girls in the comments? Because it's only the girls that are commenting, and if it's a comment from a guy, I say hi. I don't know. Maybe because I'm dating them all and we're having babies. Only to the ones I'm married to, which is all of them.
Who could have imagined that the 40-something-year-old man making thirst traps aimed at children would turn out to be a real weirdo? I can't believe it. It's always the ones you least expect, am I right? I'd also like to show you another one of his clips that's somewhat blowing up right now. This is apparently one that he sent directly to a fan, and it is so uncomfortable to watch.
Lainey, smile. That is an order. And then jump in a cold bath. Get yourself smiling, get yourself happy. I've been a moody little... for a little while, and that is just stupid on my behalf. So I apologise if anything I've ever done has brought you in a low mood. I know I was an idiot at the start of the week, and I've taken steps to fix that. But you need to smile, you need to be happy. You've got a beautiful smile. Please use it, perhaps.
His brain just blue screens there for a moment. Windows had to have a hard reset there. He had his own little Mitch McConnell moment during this message that he sent to one of his fans.
It's always nice to get a message from you, sweet. And it's always lovely to see that smile.
What an uplifting video. I know you're sad, but have you tried not being sad and just smiling? Because I'm ordering you to. In fact, you don't have a choice. Smile. And you will feel better, because it'll make me feel better. And you should be happy when I'm happy. Damn it. I don't know, everything about this guy is really weird. So, since he has blown up recently, I just wanted to at least make people aware of who he is and his past, because he's not exactly just some, like, goofy guy. He's an unhinged, weird guy with a lot of serious accusations against them. And I've only just begun to scratch the surface of how awful a lot of the things he's being accused of are. And a lot of them he's never denied or anything at all, really. He just buries his head and pushes forward doing more lip-syncing and bad dancing. And people have confronted him directly, and he still never really denies any of it. It's hard to explain, and the whole point of this video was just to let you all know Paul Breach sucks. That's about it. See ya. Please, let us take a moment of silence for the YouTubers that now post on TikTok. Thank you. It's like a fucking ASPCA commercial. It's weird. Everyone on YouTube collectively took fat shits on Musically, but now with TikTok, wait a second. Can call that home. Everyone's going to TikTok. No disrespect for any YouTubers, anyone that does post on TikTok. It's just not my cup of cum. I'm not a huge fan of it. I think it's one of probably the second most humorless place on the planet, second only to Reddit. And it's just a barren wasteland of fun. Going through your parents' divorce is more fun than going through TikTok, at least in my opinion. I think it's all bad on there. And to showcase that, I'm going to show you some of the most popular trends going on right now that I was able to find. So let's dive right in. Bravo, that was a fun TikTok for everyone to enjoy, especially the janitor, the worker that's going to have to go and clean that up because your affluent ass definitely isn't going to be bothered to do it. That really kind of sums up the comedy on TikTok. This will be hilarious, just pouring this liquid into the glass until it overflows and gets on the floor and makes someone else clean it up. Yeehaw, baby, rebellious 9-year-olds for the win, except I'm 24 years old and I have a kid and I'm really trying my best to be famous on the internet. Better do this challenge on TikTok. So you'll never guess the name of this one. It's called the Spill the Drink Challenge, and there's music that plays, but I can't play it because it's a copyrighted song, but it says, hose, and that's while they're pouring it the whole time, and it's drawn out. The shit is genius, a fucking masterpiece. A beautiful challenge, just doing it right there in the middle of McDonald's, making sure to get everyone in the crowd involved, you know, getting water or Sprite on everyone, which is exactly what you want when you're just going about your day, trying to get some cheap-ass food. Yep, that's what I want, to feel like my feet are getting pissed on. Great stuff. To be fair, this is the only one of this challenge I saw that was done in a public location. Everything else was staged with their family or their friends in their own house and using water or Coke for the most part. So this was just a real pioneer who decided to take it to the next level and do it in public and make everyone uncomfortable and be a public nuisance for the internet clout. I'm not going to play any more from this challenge because you get the idea. Every single one is just staring at the camera and overfilling a glass. It's fucking awful. Let's move on to a different one.
You're so bad. And baby, I want you so bad, yeah. You're so bad, yeah. And baby, I want you so bad. You're so bad. And baby, I want you so bad, yeah. You're so bad, yeah. And baby, I want you so bad.
I should have warned you to come in here with a change of panties, because we're all getting wet with this challenge. This is the You So Bad, I Want You So Bad challenge. And I'd be lying if I said I didn't put butterflies in my nutsack. Man, what a confidence booster. It's like, damn, all these dudes looking at me like this, saying they want me, like I'm so bad, and they want me bad. Like, god damn.
You're so bad. And baby, I want you so bad, yeah. You're so bad, yeah. And baby, I want you so bad.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it, those are children. Those are kids. I feel like even having watched this clip in the middle of a compilation puts me on a list. I also don't really know when Bass Pro Shop became like acceptable fashion. When I was growing up, the only time you'd ever see anyone in Bass Pro Shop gear is if they were kissing their sister and 40 years old with a beer belly. I can't imagine kids now are wearing Bass Pro Shop merch, but hats off to Bass Pro Shop for breaking into a younger demographic.
You're so bad. And baby, I want you so bad, yeah. You're so bad, yeah. And baby, I want you so bad.
There's no greater mystery in this world than the one that you see before you. How do you get more than one person to be in your shitty TikTok? How does no one along the way say, hey guys, this sucks. Why are we doing this? This is embarrassing. Why is there no sense of shame when it comes to TikToks? I'm always surprised when there's more than one person in a TikTok. I get why one delusional person might think it's a good idea, you know, fucking biting on their lip and lip syncing and shit. I get that. But when you bring in like 3 other people, how does not one of them say, this is dumb, this sucks shithole? But hats off to them. You know, you got 3 dudes gathered around with their red Solo cup trying to give the illusion that they're drinking alcohol, but they're clearly under 21, clearly under 18, so they're most likely just in there with fruit punch or root beer. And then you have one dude dance around the back. I mean, even scripting that and telling your friends what you're going to do, how does no one just say, no thank you, this is embarrassing? But whatever, group TikTok effort, very popular, hats off to them, they're having fun. I feel like such a fucking boomer shitting on new generation entertainment, but I just don't get it. I don't know who's scrolling through TikTok, stops on this one, gets a big old smile on their face and leaves it a heart. Like, there's no joke there. I hate when the joke is the song or like a goofy dance. I hate that. I fucking hate it. That is my least favorite form of comedy. Big on Instagram, big on TikTok, was big on Musical.ly, which is TikTok. Just not for me. We'll move on from this challenge though and go to another doozy, another real banger of a challenge.
Oh no. Do you smell that?
This is a challenge that I guess is there for people that are on TikTok to look at girls, but I have to wonder who goes on TikTok to look at girls. What the fuck is the point of that when the internet exists? There's millions and millions of girls on the internet doing all kinds of crazy shit. You can find pretty much anything to suit your degenerate taste. Brazilian fart porn if you're into that. You can watch a girl put Fruit Loops into her gaping asshole while another girl puts a spoon in there and eats them out. You can watch a girl put golf balls into another girl's gaping asshole. There is anything. The sky is the limit. Why go on TikTok? Why roll those dice? Those girls could be 14 years old, you fucking weirdos. It just makes no sense. I don't know who's going on TikTok to look at girls. I thought TikTok was supposed to be for like humor and shit, but it's clearly not because there is no humor. It's fucking awful. Let's keep going.
Catbug! I need a bath.
Yeah?
Some yogurt. Yeah? And a place to go. Duty!
If that's not illegal, it certainly should be soon. Well, I think this has been enough to make my point. There is nothing good on TikTok at all, unless you're like a predator, maybe. I just don't get it. I never really thought I'd reach the age where I didn't understand new stuff. Like growing up, I was always like, yeah, that doesn't make any sense. That'll never happen. I'll always be with the times and understanding everything and being able to partake in technology and shit. But now, I totally fucking see it. I get why boomers don't understand how to use a fucking cell phone. I get it. I am finally at a point where I just don't understand something that younger people like. It's a fucking sad feeling. Getting old. And it's gonna happen to you too if you're young and watching this. Don't think that it's only boomers. It's gonna be you too, you fucking loser. You're also going to get to the point where you're like, oh my god, what is the younger generation doing? This makes no sense to me. It's gonna happen. I definitely see it just being a natural order of things now. I get it. And it sucks. Also, TikTok fucking sucks. It's not me. It's not boomers that are the problem. It's the younger generation with shit taste. TikTok sucks. It's bad. That's it. See ya. I think now is the easiest time in history to be a parent. Back in the earlier days, you had to make sure your kid didn't fall off a cliff or get hit by a stray arrow, mauled by a lion, fall victim to dysentery on the Oregon Trail. It was tough to be a parent back then, but now I think it's super easy because you can just give your kid an iPad and let the internet raise them for you, and then get mad when your kid isn't exactly an upstanding citizen and blame everyone but yourself. But for parents that want to be a little more involved in their kids' lives, luckily there are some great departments that are offering invaluable knowledge on how to be the worst possible parent ever. This is coming from the OC Sheriff, who posted this tweet. Do you know how to properly search your child's room? If not, stick around for our first episode of #ParentAware with Sergeant Gunsley. I think there is a 0% chance this guy's name is actually Gunsley. This has to be an alias. It's too fitting. Fucking Sergeant Gunsley? What are you gonna tell me next? That ParentAware episode 2 is hosted by Bill Bazooka? Fucking Paul Danger? Like, goddamn.
I'm Sergeant Brian Gunsley with the Orange County Sheriff's Department, and today I'm going to show you how to search your child's room. The first step is to remove the child, or the teenager in this case, from the room. You don't want them in the room because their protests may distract you from doing a thorough search. Hey pal, gonna need you to leave the room. Thanks, we'll talk later.
This is the oldest teenager of all time. Dude looks like he's going on 40 years old. Like, who is this? Benjamin Button? Jesus Christ, dude's got like a thick 5 o'clock shadow. I like how he's immediately treating his son like a criminal, like, hey pal, I'm gonna need you to get the fuck out of here. I'm surprised he didn't like kick down the door, weapon drawn, like, get on the ground, I'm searching the room. And he just tases him anyway, just for the sake of it. Like, you're not gonna interrupt.
It's important to search your child's room every once in a while, like I would say about every 6 months. Unless you suspect that they're using drugs or alcohol, then you're gonna want to do it more often.
He treats his household like it's boot camp. Alright, champ, it's time for your weekly room inspection. Go report to Corporal Hollow Point and give me 500 push-ups before you eat your green bean casserole. So I don't think I need to explain to you why doing this is a horrible violation of your kid's privacy and is absolutely going to lead to a lot of problems in your relationship with your family. But I think I'll explain it anyway. Anyone who's ever been a kid, which I'm assuming is everyone except this guy, I guess was just created in a lab to be the most generic NPC police officer ever. Fucking Captain America over here, never had a childhood. Anyone who did knows how awful it feels to think that your parents don't trust you. It makes you not trust them, and it makes you resent them.
So what I recommend is to start searching from top to bottom and then left to right. So here I would start just searching in this plant and then go across to the right, and then we'll search into whatever containers that are here. I always want to look inside the containers and inspect things thoroughly. See, here we have a container with, looks like a place for someone to hide something, so I'm going to hang on to that. Certainly want to talk about that in a little bit.
What a weird item of interest. It's just an empty bottle. Like, that's super normal. What do you mean you're going to have a talk with them about that? What is that conversation going to look like? Come here, son. Look, I found it. That empty bottle of vitamin gummies. Bet you're using it to store drugs, aren't you? You break my heart. I raised you better than this. Get out of my house.
When it comes to books, you just want to search through all the pages and just see if you see anything. Here we have a picture, it looks like, of a child with a gun to their head. This may indicate that they're thinking about committing suicide. So that's something that we want to talk about with our child.
Yeah, that sounds about par for the course. If my dad was like this, I'd probably have stick figure drawings of a gun to my head as well. If you're the kind of parent that's actually going to follow this advice and routinely kick their kids out of their room so you can thoroughly search it like you're looking for a fucking treasure map, you should go in expecting something like this, some cries for help to let you know that they're miserable. I also really like the background music here, the royalty-free Facebook shit. Really helps elevate the tutorial.
So here we have something. This looks like a scale of some sort. So that could be used by someone who's maybe purchasing drugs or selling drugs. So that's something that's disguised. We'll hang on to that.
Pretty fucking cool scale, but it makes it feel like this whole thing was filmed in 1998. Why the fuck would someone disguise a scale as a PlayStation 1 video game? You draw more attention with that than anything else. Like, that is some old school shit. Obviously, this is all set up for the tutorial here, but I like to imagine it all is real spur of the moment. Like, he just barges into his son's room, get the fuck out, I'm searching for contraband, and this is the result. So, like, in that case, I feel like his son is innocent, and Sergeant Gunsley's framing him. Like, he's setting him up. This definitely belongs to an older man. There's no way a kid who's selling drugs is disguising their scale as PlayStation 1 Tetris. No chance. But that does seem like something an out-of-touch cop would do to try and bust people undercover. You know, like just parading around. I do love these video games, am I right, kids? We love Tetris and PlayStation, right? Oh, heroin just fell out. That's super weird. No one's a cop here, right? Like, you guys wouldn't want to buy this, would you?
Looks like a container of some sort. Let me see what's inside. We have hidden in here. We have some, looks like marijuana. So I am going to hang on to this. We're going to have a little talk about that. Some teens use this to get high. They can use this as a huffing device. So if you have dust off or any type of computer duster in the room, we want to remove that because that could be used as something dangerous and that could be deadly.
Imagine Sergeant Gunsley just hits a mean whip it on camera. Kids use this to get high, and so do I. That'd be fucking great. Now, this is the first thing he's done that seems reasonable to me. You know, keyboard cleaner is very dangerous. You don't want that anywhere around your kids. And I just don't think he went far enough because there's a window right there. That's extremely dangerous. His kid at any moment could throw himself through that window and kill himself. So I think he needed to put some bars on the window to keep them safe and maybe even pad the walls a little bit because we don't want him to like hit the wall kind of hard and hurt himself. I think we should start taking a little more inspiration from the isolation units at prison in order to keep our kids safe. If your first thought upon going into your kid's room and seeing keyboard cleaner is, oh my god, they must be using this to get high, then you have already utterly failed as a parent and something has gone awry.
And also, it's very important to be respectful of the child's property.
Yeah, Sergeant Gunsley, very respectful. He's over here acting like Mr. Krabs on the panty raid, just going through all of like his boxers and shit, like looking for anything in his pockets. Yeah, that's the first thing I thought of is, wow, look at how delicate he's being.
Here we have some more clothing. Looks like everything's okay there. Oh, I have a pipe hidden inside some socks. Ajax, I don't know why this would be in his room, so I would inspect that a little better. In fact, here we have another container that we will talk to him about. And certainly you want to collect all these items. They shouldn't have them in their room.
Good lord, who's his son? Cobra Commander? What's he gonna pull out next? A golden AK-47 from under his bed? He's really hit the jackpot here.
And here I have a couple of little baggies. It looks like they may have had some drugs in them or something at some point. So that's another indicator.
In the pursuit of locating drugs in his son's room, no price is too high. Sergeant Gunsley even starts tugging on his son's crusty cum sock just to look for more clues of drugs. He's like Scooby-Doo, but really gross.
So this looks like it might be something. I'm familiar with this as a container. So this is something that people can buy online, these hidden compartments. So as you can see, it has liquid above and below, but the container, it's a false container in the middle that people can hide things in there.
This part really just felt like an ad for that Mountain Dew secret container there. That shit looked awesome, and Officer Gunsley comes in hot. He's like, yeah, you can find this online. And then I half expected him to drop a link to his own blog, like, yeah, you can find this online at gunsleycrafts.com if you want to purchase one.
Journals are good to go through. As a parent, you have every right to search your child's room. There is no legal problem with that. So be sure to take advantage of that and search your child's room while they're under the age of 18. Here, we just want to take a look through the journal and just see if there's anything suspicious. And here's a page where it looks like they're drawing pictures of marijuana references on here.
If you have to be reassured that what you're doing isn't technically illegal, then it's probably very immoral, and you're not exactly the hero in the story. But to be fair, we were able to locate some crayon doodles of weed in a journal, so really the ends justify the means, and now we know our son is not only a criminal, but an extremely untalented one when it comes to art.
And this is a highlighter, which appears to be a highlighter, but this is something that can be purchased online, and what it is a pipe, and it just hides within the highlighter.
Nothing gets past the keen eyes of Officer Gunsley. The man's omniscient. Not even the Inspector Gadget crack pipe was enough to get by him. What another cool little gadget, which he again mentions you can find online, which to me just feels like he's advertising it, to be fair. But goddamn, that would be like the last thing I suspect. Be like, oh, fucking highlighter, right in the trash. I wouldn't think to like go to the secret ass end of it and look for a crack pipe. Fucking go-go gadget crack pipe, and somehow he knows about it. God damn, he's too good.
It's very important to conduct a safety search like this because you want to know whether or not they're using drugs. Best way to prevent adult addiction is to intervene early when they're young. So this is the time to prevent a lifelong struggle with addiction.
And create a lifelong resentment of you, their parents. This also isn't going to prevent a struggle with addiction. This may only reinforce an addiction. This is just an all-around horrible idea for parents everywhere. Yeah, thanks Orange County Sheriff, and thank you Officer Gunsley for showing us exactly how to be the worst fucking dad that you can be. That's it. See ya. Forget everything you think you know about shitty shows. I'm about to introduce you to something that'll open your third eye, you'll achieve enlightenment, and I'll reveal the truth behind the word shit. Big Bang Theory? That looks like a masterpiece in comparison to what I'm about to show you here. This is a hospital show that is entirely composed of TikTok stars acting alongside some people that they found on Fiverr. It's called Attaway General. I'm always blown away by how talentless TikTok stars are, and this sets a whole new level that I didn't even think was achievable. This is like quantum talentlessness. It's fucking crazy to me how bad this show is. I've only watched one episode because I don't want to spoil myself. I'm not just gonna binge on it and then run out of Attaway General I'll be like fucking scratching at my neck like a meth addict waiting for my next fix of the Attaway General show. So I've only seen one episode, and I'd like to go over it with all of you here because it really is something special.
Today's premiere of Attaway General is brought to you by Just Dance 2020. The game is honestly so much fun, and I can't wait to play with my entire family.
Nothing says quality quite like the opening seconds being dedicated to an ad. I've never played Just Dance. Maybe it is a game that I'd enjoy too and want to play with my entire family. Just fucking boogie down, cut the rug, and get wild on some Just Dance to some good old boner jams, you know? Hopefully they have Skynet on Just Dance. I'm not quite sure the catalog, but yeah, maybe it's a great game. But I didn't tune into a complex narrative, story-driven, high-octane character piece show like Attaway General to dance. I'm here to feel, I'm here to cry, I'm here to smile, I'm here to get emotionally invested in these characters.
Yes. Babysitting. Great.
That's right, Georgia. Make them feel seen, heard, comforted, whatever they need. Got a problem with that? Get an MD. Any questions? Jack.
Yeah, what time do we get off?
I'm gonna pretend like I didn't hear that.
This is our main cast right here. As you've likely guessed, they are all TikTok stars, and it centers around these 4 volunteers as they go about their days in the ER. 2 of them don't want to be there at all, and the other 2 are excited to be there. So you got really unique character traits clashing right now between the people that want to be there and the people that don't want to be there. It's already off to a fiery start. Also, I do hope you enjoy that royalty-free song in the background because that's the only music you're ever going to hear in this entire episode. Apparently they only bought the rights to that one royalty-free song because that motherfucker is looping constantly in this episode. Every single second of this entire episode has that song playing in the background. It's like listening to the same Facebook cooking video on repeat.
Jack and Rosie, you guys can help me upstairs with lunches. Kit and Georgia, there's a new shipment of donated toys in the shed.
Well, I can see why they call this room the shed.
Come on, the faster we finish, the faster we can go do something real.
We've been here 5 seconds.
Studies show we form lasting impressions about others within seconds of meeting. So I can't be with you in a closet when I meet Dr. Henry. Seriously? You're his daughter? You're so lucky and you don't even know it.
You're giving me the impression I don't want to be in the same room as you.
This entire show feels like a skit from the Amanda Bynes show, the Amanda Show. So, they're given some chores. Kit and Georgia are sent to the shed to get some shit. In the shed, it's revealed that Georgia is the daughter of renowned Dr. Henry. Of course, as we all know, Dr. Henry's done some fine work. In fact, they credit Dr. Henry with discovering the human erection, so Dr. Henry is a big deal, and she is his daughter, and she doesn't really like Dr. Henry that much, but Kit loves Dr. Henry and can't wait to meet him. So there's a lot of plot going on right now, a lot of exposition happening in this shed here, and the writing is superb. The writing in Attaway General is second to none. It feels like it's written by Tommy Wiseau if he was overdosing on Xanax.
If you're so advanced, why don't you go scrub in? Leave me be.
Maybe I will.
I really don't understand what Georgia is so angry about. All Kit was saying is, hey, you're the daughter of Dr. Henry, that's pretty cool. And then Georgia gets real upset about it, tells her to get the fuck out of here and go scrub in, alright? Leave me here, I'm gonna read a magazine. As if anyone's read a magazine for the last 20 years.
So, why did you volunteer to work at a hospital?
I got arrested. Beats juvie.
What the fuck did you get arrested for, Jack? Stealing Robux? You don't exactly look like some hardened criminal.
What about you?
I just love to help people.
For real?
Helping people? Yeah, what a fucking loser, am I right, Jack? You see Jack's face? I mean, seriously? That's for real? I mean, did you hear? Jack got arrested. He stole 3 packs of Yu-Gi-Oh cards from a Walmart. This guy is a bad boy. He is bad to the bone. He doesn't understand what helping people is about. Are you kidding me? It's fucking foreign concept. It makes no sense. He can't even wrap his head around it. The writing in this show is, it's like it's written by someone not of this world.
Oh, jeez.
Jack might very well be the best actor I've ever seen. A lot of people are saying Attaway General is the worst show ever made. Is it the worst show ever made? No. Is it the best show ever made? Probably. And Jack carries it, as you can see here, you know. I don't know what happened here. I guess a pimple got popped on the glass, and you saw Jack, oh geez. And then he busts out into some hearty laughter, some good old belly laughs. This show just makes no fucking sense. It can't do anything right, or even close to anything right. This isn't explained, by the way, what the fuck happened here. It's just, oh geez, somebody come shot at the glass again. Ha ha ha. Oh geez.
She took me back here forever ago, and she hasn't come back yet.
Sorry, but it's really busy right now. There's been a huge accident.
I know. I was in it.
Oh, that must have been...
Yeah, I got pretty lucky. I'm just, I'm a little worried right now because I'm losing a lot of blood.
Okay, and what about it, pussy, huh? The doctors don't seem concerned about it. What are you? You a medical professional? Who are you to pull away a volunteer who very well could have been doing some great work fetching things in the shed? Now you've halted the entire development of the hospital. Now everything's come to a screeching halt because you're selfish, because you're bleeding out. Alright? Why can't you just be patient and wait your fucking turn? She's not even qualified, and yet she's gonna go out of her way and perform something illegal.
You should be fine to wait a little. If you hit an artery, you would have passed out by now.
That's comforting.
Use this instead. Lots of pressure. And soak it in cold water. The sweatshirt.
Oh, thanks. I'm holding.
Kit.
This was actually pretty confusing because this seems like it's about to spawn a romantic interest between the two here, but the kid looks like he's 13 and she looks like she's 18, so it seems like a huge age difference here. I don't know what the fuck goes on TikTok, but it just feels weird for the show to have these two be in like some kind of romantic situation.
Six-year-old female, third-degree burns, possible smoke inhalation. We couldn't get a line in.
What did you do to get arrested?
In prison, you're never supposed to ask about the crime.
Yeah, not even the writers could come up with a crime that was believable for Jack, so they just didn't even bother. Went with a little cop-out, which makes total sense, but as you can see, the tension's starting to rise. You know, I bet you're on the edge of your seat right fucking now, huh? You know, you got Kit in the emergency room right now. She's taking care of a boy who nearly lost his entire goddamn arm, nearly fucking bitten off by a shark, it looks like. And then you got another girl coming in with these third-degree burns. Even Dr. Henry shows up, not to spoil it, but that was Dr. Henry you saw briefly, the man, the myth, and the legend. So, I mean, it's getting wild. It's really ramping up. We're reaching the crazy climax of episode 1 of Attaway General.
Come on, dude. You're the last one. You have to eat. Hey, don't ignore me.
Hey, Jack, maybe try a gentler approach.
Hey, that's mine!
Eat your food.
What are you doing? You can't just force him. Here, let me try. Stevie, sweetie, you need to eat to get big and strong and feel better.
No!
That little kid is the best actor in the entire show. I can really feel how annoyed he was to even be around these TikTok stars. And I guarantee this wasn't like the first take they're using. They're just such shit actors that this was the best take they had. They probably did this one scene for like 6 hours. They probably have like hundreds of takes of this scene right here. And this was just the only almost usable one.
It's actually really good. Let me show you. Mmm, delicious. Get ready for the choo-choo train. Chugga, chugga, choo-choo. How about the airplane?
If only someone had warned that little kid that Jack has been arrested before. You don't throw yogurt at a convicted felon like Jack. You don't poke that sleeping bear. Jack will steal your fucking Robux.
What are you doing?
Oh.
Don't come any closer.
I don't think that's gonna hurt anyone.
Depends where I put it.
Well, can't really argue with that. It's just, why though? But like this scene doesn't make any sense. She's sleeping in the shed, and then she feels like she's being burglarized when someone comes in to get something from the shed. So she arms herself with a water bottle, and then threatens to stick it up his asshole or something. It's a good scene. Pretty good scene.
You're new TV, aren't you?
Nicely done, Sherlock. Now, what are you doing? Do you always sneak up on people when they're sleeping?
Actually, I had a reason to be in here. Some of us have work.
Am I supposed to congratulate you?
If you want to.
Yes. Of course. Well, you see, in the real world, that's called a sexual harassment charge waiting to happen right there. But I guess it's normal on TikTok, I suppose. Then again, on TikTok, almost every video has tongues sticking out, so I'm honestly surprised throughout the entire episode I didn't see any tongues hanging out. You know, I half expected the entire episode to be filmed with tongues out. Doing some of that shit or something, but we were spared the full TikTok experience, but still a very uncomfortable moment here. It's not very romantic, it just seems real rapey. You know, like, it's not really like a normal, natural way of showing these two characters might be interested in one another, just coming in like, if you want to.
EP's too low, I can't find a vein. I need more hands. You, come here.
It's our first day.
Get over here, come on. Grab on, right below the elbow and squeeze as tight as you can. Now don't worry about hurting her. Good, minute longer. And we're in. Keep up the rest of your breaths. Okay, good job. Kit, I'm Dr. Henry.
I know, you're amazing. I read your book. It was amazing, and that was...
Yeah, amazing.
Well, Dr. Henry, I'm gonna go against the grain here and say what you did was not amazing. In fact, I'd argue quite the opposite. What you did was the absolute bare minimum. This girl came in with third-degree burns, so they called in the big guns, the specialist, Dr. Henry. And all he does is march up to the girl and give her a shot and walk away. He doesn't even do anything with the third-degree burns or help treat her. He just comes up, there it is, there's the flu shot. Alright, my work here's done, thanks everyone. Like, what a fucking useless doctor. Like, how did he earn, like, the prestige? You know, Dr. Henry, I think, sucks. Didn't help with the third-degree burns, did nothing. You know, shit, this girl, she's broken her leg, we need Dr. Henry. Oh, okay, I'm here, have we tried using essential oils? Okay, my work here's done now. Thanks, everyone. I'm going home.
Did I just say amazing twice?
3 times, I think.
Phoebe, please, we'll do anything.
Ho, ho, ho! Give it up for Mrs. Claus! What happened to you guys?
We've had to deal with a demon. We can't leave until he eats, but we've tried everything. Everything.
The way she's delivering all of her lines makes it feel like she's doing an as seen on TV product commercial. We've tried everything. But we haven't tried Just Dance 2020. Maybe if we get him dancing, it'll work up an appetite. Have you tried Just Dance 2020? Your whole family's gonna want to play it.
Pick your poison.
That one.
Excellent choice, and you can have her. But first...
You've got to be kidding me.
Thank you.
You earned it, kid.
The adrenaline was amazing. So first I stuck into the ER, and there was this boy. He was bleeding everywhere. So I saved his life. And then Dr. Henry called me over out of all the nurses in the ER to help save this girl with third-degree burns. It was crazy.
While you guys are patting yourselves on the back, your patients are still in critical condition.
Yeah, that sounds about right. The girl with third-degree burns, she wasn't treated. Though it's not their fault. Dr. Henry just didn't do anything. So that's on his conscience. But what about the kid? The kid they were feeding is in critical condition. I mean, he seemed fine. Did they poison him with the food or something? How did that happen? But hey, you know, she says it casually, so I guess it's not that big of a deal.
Don't ever forget why you're here. But despite a few hiccups, you guys survived. Next week, try to be a little more professional. These will help.
Wow, this is so cool.
And that concludes episode 1 of this absolute banger of a show, Attaway General. I do have to wonder how this lady even knows what they did that day, because she wasn't in the episode past the first scene, so there's no way she could possibly fucking know what went on. But I guess she's just omniscient. She's got eyes everywhere. She was checking all the security camera feeds or something, I don't know. But anyway, what a great episode, and honestly, I'm excited for more Attaway General. What an absolute train wreck of a little YouTube show or TV show, whatever the fuck this is. It's incredible. That's it. See ya.